I have a bad feeling about this, and yes indeed, open the safe. Like 36, this is the easiest to do with D-pad. And 97. Success! And a surprising boss monster. But the bad feeling is a warning about this. And... lost number. An optional boss, actually. But it being optional does not mean it ain't dangerous. It can be very dangerous. But I'm trying to wail at it with all kinds of handy thingeries. Magics. Yeah, but generally speaking, this lost number has a bit of a gimmicks in its use, mostly in that the fact that it's got a certain change that if you wail it with magic, it becomes very magic resistant phase, and or vice versa. If you wail it with physical attacks, it becomes very physical attack resistant. Using more the basics. Ah yes, finally got it poisoned. Poison does good. Now it became physical attack resistant, meaning now it's gonna use a lot of magics and become good. And it's good to start wailing at it with them. But I hope I can wail it down, because poison also is doing damage to it. Ah shit, what does laser... Oh, laser must be a fractional damage dealing attack. And use Aqualung. Hopefully that's enough to wail it down. Shit, that's a hard punch it delivers. But it dies. And with that, there's a key to the basement and Odin materia. And Odin is a instant death causing summon attack, and it's a staple of the series, and it has usually been around several different forms. But I must kill these things first. Yes, I was talking about Odin. Odin does an instant death attack. He's usually quite hidden, and in here he was hidden. It just didn't walk up front of it. And it's usually something that you can... well, his efficiency varies. Sometimes he's immensely powerful, sometimes he's not, but... so maybe this might be an opportunity to demonstrate Odin. Actually, it is. Summon Odin. Yeah. Some of the animations are quite long. Steel-bladed sword. That Odin's horse should have 8 legs, not 6, but who cares about accuracy? Sliced right through the enemies. They're dead. It's very potent, but it has a risk of not working, and if enemy is immune to it, Odin throws a spear, which makes it more fancy, meaning he's not useless. So, a coffin. A vampire in a coffin, more or less. That's horror. Stop speaking. Talk about Sephiroth. Oh, yeah, they knew it. And that's a long rambling about what happened and where they are. Only a 5. I think he probably should have been created longer time ago. But sorry, I cannot speak. For some reason I always would explain that Vincent's voice would be very quiet and dusty. And he's also one of the dark horses of this game. And so we just told him bad stories and now he goes back to his grave. So let's just kick the door open. Well, at least tell us a name. Turks. Vincent Valentine. Oh yeah, yeah, Turks don't dress like that and they don't sleep in coffins. Lucretia. Actually no, because there's a chest in the letter upstairs which spoke about that he was done experiments and put to the box. But hey, that was quick change of mind. So, oh yeah, now I got Vincent here, so it's time to actually move to the Mount Nibel and see how that place fares. See you there. Now, Mountains of Nibel. These are just as bleak and unpleasant looking as they were before, and they are still filled with very unpleasant critters, but this wasn't so big group of them. So I'm just gonna go and use the old-fashioned wail at them method. Yeah, Vincent uses guns. And these things just run after you and try to sting you. Or something. They're pests. But I'm gonna show his limit break as well. Yeah, Vincent's got a great design character-wise, although his role in a game as he is quite hidden character is quite small, but he does have a small little story clip about him, so they did add some nice details, so they are not, even the not compulsory characters are not just placeholders. But going forward, and this bridge collapsed, but apparently that it too has been rebuilt by Shinra and this monster. And now I guess it's time to actually manage to show how Mr. Vincent goes Galian Beast. Yes, he transforms into a uncontrollable beast, which you cannot control at all. Which, in a sense, is quite annoying, but not impossible to deal with. And while he's also transformed to a beast, he gets a bit of boost to his health. And Beast Flare is a huge fire elemental attack, does huge damage, but it's fire elemental, so if the enemy absorbs fire elemental and is transformed into a Galleon beast, you're fucked. Badly. And not fun way either. And these are the reactor remnants and messes of the Nibel reactor. And that's quite important thing to kick down, because if you don't, then you are got lots of trouble. And that's a sinister character over there, showing that it's most likely very willing to get into the killing you part. And these pipes actually are not just a set of things that look pretty. They actually a way to move and catch some of these treasures. But there's also monsters, and it's a big one. Dragon. Let's try manipulating it. Dragon shoots fire. Dragon fire causes damage. And I manipulated the dragon. So I'm just gonna use the Dragon Fang on Dragon itself, because that does quite big amount of damage. Can I manipulate the dragon again? Nope, no, apparently not. Can I still do it? Not anymore. Yeah, that's what the dragon does. It breathes fire at you. So time to give up Tifa's limit break, beat rush, somersault, water kick. And she's suplexing a huge dragon. And put it down good. And dragon dropped the fire fang. Oh, it's a different pipe. Well, doesn't matter. This place has quite unpleasant things. So time to just throw up a bit of heal magics and look at that, that's a monster. Say hello to the monster. Boss fight. I don't know why it's there. There must be a boss. Trine. And that does quite a lot of damage. Quake 2. Yeah, it's got nothing. Bio 2. And that Trine is actually a... it's lightning elemental attack capable of causing quite big damage. And if the enemy is weak to it like a machine, it causes even more lots of damage. Yeah, well, the Bio's doing more, Poison's doing it nice damage. And I'm deliberately avoiding it becoming Galleon Beast on Vincent, even though it would give him big strength boost, because that thing can absorb fire damage. And I don't want it to get healed in big chunks just because Vincent's going berserk or crazy, or however you wanna call it. So let's just taste your own medicine thing, you know. And once you've learned the enemy skill, you can use it right away, even in the same fight. Yeah, it took quite nice chunk of damage. Let's see what it likes about Aqua. It didn't like it much. And now it's time to T5 to deliver her beatdown, beat rush, somersault, horror kicks, and meteor drive suplex that thing too! Although it's not as awesome as suplexing a train, that's still quite impressive feat of suplexery. Hell combo. Yeah, it looks mean. Smack, 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 smack. And that poison's eating away its health. Slim Hazard, chop it up. And it goes down. I can't even remember what. Oh, it was the Materia Keeper, was that thing's name. And it's dead. And there's all kinds of nice things gotten. And got the materia, and it's actually time to do a save now. And saved, and time to get forward. And just that circle around this place. And mountains of Nibel have been crossed. To a new place of world map. So just circling around the mountains, and there's something very interesting looking structure, but there's beasts or monsters or creatures or whatever to be dealt with before that. And beasts have been dealt, so time to head to this place. Oh, and the wall market music and a rocket. Looks very rusty. And rusty old rocket, and it's a big one. So time to just go and check out the stores and places and loot them. Just because that's what characters in these games do. Again, and he's a skull dome. Let's they are handy. So I bought them. And of course there's weapon store in Captain. Have you seen a man in black cape? Nope. Well, who's the captain? Oh yeah, captain's got is pissed. And there's a guy taking a bulk. Shanghai Tej. Weird things. But despite them, in a sense, these Final Fantasy games generally feeling more like a, obviously having this feeling of, so there's a rocket launch pad, but they never launched the rocket, so and the city remained. And he's gone. He's got trouble. I think that would be something like imply that they would be, if nothing ever happens here, well, that would imply there would be an immense amount of death and mayhem and destruction about to occur. Is this guy trying to become a comedian, thinking about jokes? Who knows? I don't. But there's an important looking place. No, not that. Control of fiddling is a bit of strange because as the cloud's going quite much more to the right than up, it still registers up. And there's a truck or something. So yeah, the layouts are in these maps are a bit weird, but yo, that's looks like an airplane. I don't know what kind of airplane. Tiny Bronco. I'm just looking at it. Oh yeah, the old president raised taxes or raised prices, so they've got budgets gotten bigger, so maybe they want to be building a spacecraft. Well, that's what the captain. So there might be, so this might be an interesting recurrence because, well, ever since leaving the Midgar, there's been more or less just chasing Sephiroth, although there has been, Junon was a bit of slight encounter with Shinra, but they have quite much in silence, so Shinra Type 26, that's 26th space rocket they built. But strange that they didn't send any satellites or anything before that, they just went straight to the manned space flight. But then again, so did the Soviet Union. They did send some satellites and then they went straight to the manned flight. And let's have a chat with this guy. Where are you at? Sid. Having goggles and burned out stump of a cigarette. Yeah, in these times there could be smoking in games. Sid, and he's quite much often about Sid is often some sort of engineering character, not always, but sometimes, and he's recurring element in Final Fantasy games, so at least from Final Fantasy 4. So tell me about the rocket, mostly because that's the only question to ask. Yeah, they made guns. Privatized space flight. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's just in a sense his angeriness about something more profitable coming and old plus. Yeah. And Shinra and Rufus, and he's got good hopes, mostly because he's most like the old president who axed the program, but now there's a new president who might be, in a sense, much more imaginative about this kind of structures and projects. So yeah, so Sid's hopefulness is not completely unfounded, is not completely unjustified. In a sense, these kind of things are those which make the Shinra, despite being antagonistic, in a sense relatable thing in this game. Very human antagonists, but well, Shayra's and here, so nope. Oh, well, there's Sid coming up. And he's yelling, he's angry, and there's one person here, he's angry, so of course he's very yeah, so in a sense that's very sad, but not just because he's being deliberately abusive always to them, so there's a reason. Yeah. And more flashback. Yeah, she was a bit slow, not diligent. And then he probably was younger and didn't wear those goggles. But most likely was just the same tough guy. Roughneck or however. Oh shit, what the hell is this? She's diligent. Oh yeah. That's very hard. He got into himself into a very difficult position of what happens. Well, they probably had a still quite bizarre ignition, and that's it. Lift off, cancellation, and for good reason it didn't get a huge boom of rocket collapsing and all the unburnt rocket fuel burning in a very uncontrollable fashion. And the launch pad got tilted. Yeah, it's in bad shape. And then the people just stayed there. All the crew. In a sense, very sad. Yeah, he's angry. And she's devoted. In a sense, very admirable. But it's also quite likely that Sid does appreciate her diligence. Yeah, he's in a hurry. Palmer, the fat guy. Well, he is fat. Okay, honey. Lard. What kind of sick bastard wants lard in their tea? I can understand sweetness, but lard. Oh yeah, corporate sponsors. Sid, an inventor, but corporate sponsors. Yeah, inventor of... yeah, so yeah. There's the fat slob Palmer. So I chat with him. Oh, wait, yeah. Oh, yep. Palmer, the fat guy boss. There is he, looking stupid, waving around. And slapping his fat ass too. But he seems to be quite a fast one for a fat bastard like himself. And he's got a magic gun, which he's using. Alright. And for a boss, he's more or less a joke. Absolutely pointless. Mostly they're just, but hey, there's... but at least you can say that he's got personal guts to go into a fight. What? And he's still slapping his ass. And the plane is looks like it's starting up. Yeah, what the hell is wrong? What's your problem slapping your ass? Yeah, it's something. It's a big fat floppy ass. It's good for kicking. Yeah, you can shoot magic with your gun. Yeah, now he's got the airplanes coming up and he's going up. Oh yeah, it was almost Raiders of the Lost Ark, but without being chopped to pieces. And now he's trying to taunt. And gets run off with a truck. Yeah, you can chop man pieces with a propeller, but you can run him over with a truck. Time to look awesome. Strange double standardings. Well, try to grab the plane. It's gone crazy. Yeah. And this is also a quite nice cutscene in a sense that it can show that these locations are much bigger. Yeah. Crazy flyings. This in a sense could be said to be some sort of back protection scene or whatever. In a sense, special effects are not that great if you wanna be a real nitpicky. Yeah, there's been hit. So I guess it's no, but I don't think this plane is land. Hold on, there goes. Yeah, Sid also talks uses quite profane language. Sid and Barrett are both the elder characters of this group and they speak foul, although Vincent's age is more or less quite vague. But I'd say he would speak very fine. Yeah, these things not flying. Well, he just gave up, and he's not a boss or any kind of mayor. Yeah, and he isn't married. Yeah, hey. Numbskull. So, Sid knew about something. Temple of the Ancients. That is actually very, very, very sinister thing. Sounding place. And Tiny Bronco is the boat or ship of this game. Can't cross the deep waters, but it can go over shallow. But it can go to shallow waters. So it's actually time to end this episode right here. See you next time. There was lots of progress, which is always good.